Sasha, can you describe to me what it is that a life celebrant does?
Yeah, so a life celebrant is somebody who conducts a service. Either most of my work is funerals, but we can do wedding services, naming ceremonies. So it's more of a personal service, as we say, rather than being religious as such. So that's with regards to weddings, I can't legally marry anybody, but you know, if they legally get married in the registry office, then we can have a blessing at the wedding. And but funeral service, so it's a non-religious service, although people do include prayers, etc. And it's more personal, so it's a service. Like a life celebrant is celebrating somebody's life rather than talking about God and any religion, so it's more about the person.
Okay, so are you speaking with families in person, or do you have to speak with them over the phone at this time? Because obviously I know with the coronavirus and the lockdown, it makes everything challenging at times like this, especially for what you guys have to do.
Yeah, so at the moment, normally I would go to people's houses unless they lived far away. So I'm either doing Zoom calls, FaceTime, or over the phone, and just having to do that. Although I can get more done and it's done quicker rather than sit in anybody's house, I'm struggling a bit because it's a personal service, you know, and they're grieving.
Yeah. Have you found that families are having a harder time to deal with doing funerals the way that they're done now? I know that they're only done with up to 10 people as of right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the crematoriums that I'm working at, which is like south of London where I am, only 10 people, and they're sort of distanced apart as well. One crematorium is not now offering music or a live stream as such, so most of the crematoriums offer a live stream so that people can click the link and watch it from the computer or their phone. Mm-hmm. But one of them is not offering any music. So what I'm doing is downloading music choices onto my phone, taking my speaker, and I've got a good speaker, and playing it myself for them, because it's already a time that they're struggling and grieving.
Yeah.
And then to have restrictions that they can't celebrate somebody's life as they would have normally. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I don't want it, because the other side of my work, what I do, I'm a positive psychology practitioner. Mm-hmm. I understand that it's going to affect their mental health. And so I'm trying to make that as easy as I possibly can.
Yeah. So what's been the hardest and most difficult moment that you've experienced while dealing with stuff like this?
For me, it would be that normally at the end of a service, families are so grateful for what I've done that they normally would want to give me a hug or shake other people's hands as they come out. And not being able to do that has been really tough for me, because you know, I'm watching people grieving, I'm watching people crying constantly, and all I want to do is go and give them a hug. Mm-hmm. And so not being able to do that, I'm finding really difficult.
Oh goodness. So are you finding that people are probably having a harder time coping with the changes that have been imposed on funeral services?
100%. That, you know, like some of them have been mentioning to me after, you know, like, thank you so much. I had an email this morning, thank you so much. It was really awful to be sat away from somebody, you know, during my dad's service and things like that. It's like, you know, they're not being able to connect with each other. Some families are, and, you know, they're sitting with their loved ones. But yeah, that they're definitely, well, it's just something else for them to worry about. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm not giving my dad or my mum or, you know, my sister the send off that they deserve.
Yeah.
And so for me to try and do that, and like a lot of them, like this afternoon I have 2 services to take, and they would have had a lot of people attending, which shows to the family of how well liked they are, how loved they are. And, you know, that helps, I think, with the grieving process, 100%.
Yeah.
So they're not being able to do that. And so they're struggling with that, definitely.
Yeah. So have you been able to keep your personal mental health at bay going through this?
Yeah, so because of my side of being a positive psychology practitioner, I've been using lots of my tools where, you know, I practice gratitude every day, I meditate every day, I practice self-love and exercise every day. And so that has kept my mental health great. And I set up a little group on Facebook. It started as a little group with over 1,200 people in there now, of just helping as many people as I can. Yeah,
That's amazing.
So, yeah, so for me, it's like I'm actually in a really good place. So because I am, my mindset's straight, I know that I can help other people with that. So yeah, no, I'm in a good place at the moment, and knowing that I'm helping them as much as I can, that helps as well.
That's amazing. So what's a positive instance that you would say that you would like to share that you've had to deal with going through this pandemic?
So my positive through the whole thing is that although I've been a lot busier, obviously with funeral services, for me to be able to step back a little bit and then concentrate on promotion of like what I do and helping other people has really worked for me. So it's like little step back and like look into your life, learn a bit more about yourself. And like for me, that's what I'm all about, sharing, you know, love who you are and appreciate who you are, because like, you know, even at times like this, be grateful. Don't think of it as we're stuck at home. Think of it as we are safe at home. And so yeah, that's my positive, is that it's give me time to sit and reflect.
Yeah. What's something that you would like for the public to know going through the process of what you're going through with planning the process of planning a funeral during this pandemic? If they unfortunately have to go through this in the future, what's something that you would like for them to know?
To know that it doesn't matter how many people are at a funeral service, you know, it doesn't mean that they're not getting the send-off that they deserve. For me, it would be to sort of say to them and put them at rest, you know, that you're the ones that they loved and you love them, and that's it. It doesn't matter how many people are there, just know that they are loved and you were loved by them.
Yeah.
And just really not overthinking everything, because that's what a lot of them are doing, is overthinking, like, you know, oh, I'm not doing this isn't what my dad or my mum would have wanted. But no, you know, it's out of our control, and let's do the best with what we have and what we can do.
Is there anything else that you would like to add to kind of give people comfort going through this time?
For me, it would just be to sit and although I do what I do, is to sit and be grateful that we are breathing and that we are here and living through history, as I say. And you know, my grandchildren's grandchildren will know about this time and what we all did at this time. And so for me, it's just like, just be grateful, because when you're grateful, you cannot be in a negative state of mind. Your mind doesn't let you. So just look around and see what you can be grateful for.